Hey, remember when I started my channel with Kingdom Hearts content? Yeah, let's go back to that. So, in the middle of my speedrunning and exploring Shibuya, I've been playing a few games on the side. One I just went back to was the Kingdom Hearts 1 randomizer. I decided I wanted to start a new seed and beat it. Little did I know that this would be such a cursed seed. The seed started as normal. I like to take the staff route because the extra MP will be useful if I get a magic seed. I also got rid of the shield just so it can be a glass cannon, and from there, we make it to our first destination, Neverland. We landed and I immediately robbed Peter Pan of all his belongings. Sora needs them more. Once we're prepared, we went out into the ship to try to gain some experience. Time to kick some... That's not anti-Sora. Okay, I should explain. I installed a new starter pack from the KH1 Rando Discord server and only took out one mod that let me open chests in the middle of battle. Because of this, enemy Rando is on. This means that Shadows can be Bouncy Wilds, Maleficent can be Riku, and Power Wilds can be Angel Stars. This isn't the only thing that has changed though. However, I will be trying to explain these other changes as they come up. After learning Scan and increasing our HP and MP, we made it to the Green Trinity check. I don't have the Green Trinity unlocked. Knowing I have no choice but to abandon Wendy and Kairi in their time of need, I went on to the Coliseum to see if I can get my free spell. After showing Phil that I break barrel good, I managed to learn Stop. And on the way out, Hades thought we could really use an AP up. Hey, I got a question for you. Do you like whales? Yeah, the next world I go to is Monstro. The giant whale is home to some of the easiest enemies for the midpoint of the game with some of the most frustrating dungeon design. Which means it's time to get some more levels. While traversing through the chambers, we managed to learn dodge roll, and I'm bringing this up because you'd be surprised how often you don't have dodge roll and you want it. After some killing and a little dying, we made it to chamber 4. We made a safety save and prepared for anything that can happen. And in a shocking twist of events, Yuffie betrayed us. She sided with darkness to try to stop us in the bowels. Unfortunately for us, she has the power to resist stop and the power to moon run. With Yuffie's immense strength and our lack of resources, we are forced to flee with our tail between our legs. Figuring I need an easier time, I looked towards Traverse Town as my next destination. Why didn't I go to Destiny Islands? I misclicked, that's why. The first thing I did was visit the senile old man that ran the accessory shop named Sid. After talking with him, I figured it was time to explore. Monkeys! Why you gotta be monkeys? This is where Stop shine the most. You try hunting down these zooming monkeys without being able to freeze them. Once I killed a few pink monkeys, I went back to the first district and...
Oh my goodness!
It's time to run. After visiting the senile old man again, we walked back to... Where's my boss? That's a big dog. Once the dog was put down, we were kidnapped by Leon and Yuffie. Good thing it was cut short by the sudden need to be jumped by Shadows in the alleyway. Leaving no stone unturned, we decided to raid Aerith's room and managed to find... Ragnarok! Oh hell yeah, one of the best moves in the game! After picking up my clutch button, I made my way to the 3rd district and we went to fight Guard Armor. As a side note, Guard Armor is one of those bosses that can't be randomized. Either that, or I never had it happen before. Hey, remember all that grinding I did? Yeah, Ragnarok in all my levels trivializes this fight. Now, astute viewers will realize that I skipped Aerith check. Yeah, I just forgot about it. Turns out it wasn't important this time. Now, back to the matter at hand. Donald taught us Thunder, Goofy gave us a Blizzagon band that he couldn't figure out how to use, and we learned the Red Trinity. Before leaving Traverse Town, I wanted to see what the shops have. You see, I have a setting on that allows a few important items to show up in the shops. One such item is Slide 5. You see, Deep Jungle is locked behind an item gate, and that gate unlocks if you have 1 out of the 6 randomized slides. Now with Slide 5 in our pocket, we can go there and complete it whenever we want. I decided to get a few postcards and send them because the world is as peaceful as it will ever be. And our first one is... Okay, yeah, expect to see this keyblade a few times. Before leaving, we decided to help Leon solve the mystery around a fire ring that he probably found in the sewers itself, and went on our way. Now I decided to go pick up all the items from Destiny Islands. Yeah, nothing interesting happened. I just ran past, walked a selfie and Titus before running away. Onwards to Deep Jungle! Yeah, I'm cashing in on my investment now. The first thing I had to do was teach a cat about the wonders of electricity. Once we disciplined the cat, we monkeyed around until the Heartless started to invade. Time to clear... Time to leave. While I wondered what god I pissed off to get this seed, the group headed off towards Wonderland. Before even shrinking, I decided to click the rabbit hole chest. And I'm glad I did, because the first chest I unlocked contained the footprints needed to unlock the rest of the world. Wonderland is also locked and I needed one piece of evidence to unlock the tower fight. Now there is something I didn't realize was a thing. You see, you're not allowed to activate the card tower fight until you go into the woods. This means you need to see the cutscene with the Cheshire Cat. It's not a major problem, a small annoyance maybe. I used the time to get a little XP and set up routes I'll use later. And while Donald was killing, I managed to learn Stun Impact by hiding in a corner. This is where I should explain another mod. I have the mod where finishers like Zinton Sukin and Stun Impact will go off no matter what, and they work on priority system. This means that Stun Impacts will always be my finishers and enemies will be stunned by it if they are able to. After goofing around a little, we figured out that Goofy tried to steal the Queen's heart. I always knew he had it in him. By ignoring all the cards, we managed to free the heir that once was Alice and moved on through the rest of Wonderland. A couple things worth noting is that I picked up MP Rage and it will come in clutch later. We also celebrated our Merriam birthday by collecting a few items before picking up a few fish from the top of the Queen's hedges. Once we prepared everything, we went out to protect the doorknob from Selphie. Apparently not being able to get with Riku has put a chip on her shoulder. It didn't stop us from beating her up and getting another spell to add to her collection. And finally, I can heal! Now I don't blame you for not noticing this, but her strength isn't that great, and her magic isn't going up. As a matter of fact, you'll notice my health is going up. Yeah, I got a lot of AP and HP boosts from this seed. Makes me wonder if I selected the shield route by accident. Despite all this, I gritted my teeth and made a quick stop to Traverse Town. God damn you! And made our way back to Monstro. Yeah, I figured since I have Cure now, I'll be able to handle Yuffie. So I delved into the chambers again, and found my way to the bowels. Yuffie was still no pushover. I traded damage for sustainability. She may do less damage, but it is still a frightening fight. Combined with her insistent moon running and whatever this is, we won the fight, and managed to get stuck again because we don't have high jump. Feeling depressed by how hard I'm having it, I went to every emo kid's dream world, Halloween Town. Yes, this world is locked behind Jack in the Box. We robbed Jack of everything he's worth and got a potion for our efforts. We even managed to see the mayor and get glad for solving the easiest puzzle in the world. Once we were done, we ran off to Agrabah. Nothing really seemed out of the ordinary other than the occasional gargoyle, but rest assured, I will have plenty of things to say about this world later. We explored a bit and managed to find an emblem piece before heading off to meet Jasmine. Even though our meeting got interrupted by some divers, we managed to dispatch them and make our way to the desert. It's time to save Aladdin. You're fucking with me. You're probably noticing that I'm running out of places to go. We don't have fire to go to Merlin's, Angel Stars and Invisibles prevent us from going to 2 worlds, we don't have Jack in the Box nor High Jump, our world options are becoming more and more limited. With not many other options, we went to Hollow Bastion. The music matches my want to be here, especially this early. After our friends ditched us for the cool kid, I was left with the Beast as my party member and Oathkeeper as my weapon. My oath? Beat this seed at any cost. After doing our traditional mugging, we found Hurricane Blast and made our way to the main castle. Since the gate is locked, we need to head to the base level and unlock it from the sewers. The only thing standing between me and the switch is a fucking cannon! The good news is that I do damage anything that isn't native to Hollow Bastion. Guess what this thing is? We managed to unlock the gate and move on to the hall where my friends ran off to. The good news is that they realized hanging out with a giant blob is lame, so they joined me in beating the crap out of it. And with that, we learned the Green Trinity and realized we don't have enough symbols to move on. Time to go back to the other worlds and look for everything. The first thing on our cleanup list is the synthesis shop. Yep, this place has important items too. Besides the postcard, there's nothing good in here. Next will be Wonderland, where we get the... Oh, there you are. Before heading off to Halloween Town, we decided to head back to Monstro to see if I can even reach the Trinity. Along the way, we found an answer report that reported to us that High Jump was in Hollow Bastion. Well, that blows. Luckily, we don't need it. With Glide, we can now get up to the upper levels of Monstro and platform our way to the new boss arena. Unfortunately, Parasite Cage was ready to intercept us. The good news is that we have Ragnarok, and for our troubles, we managed to get Basic Blizzard, which allows us a couple more checks. Going back to Traverse Town to visit Pinocchio and Geppetto and steal their postcard. Don't worry, he gets us drinking water, so it's worth it. We bought ourselves an emblem piece and dropped off a couple puppies at home. We got a few reports and Merlin is holding out on me! Deciding that I missed the sounds of Halloween, I went back to Halloween Town. After giving the surprise to our doctor, our heart was stolen by 3 kids, so it's time to hunt some children to get it back. There's just one small problem. We still don't know fire. Donald knows fire, but he can't light the lantern from what I've seen. Because of this, we're a bit stuck in Halloween Town. Feeling a little defeated, I went to the only place that I could think of. Neverland. Now that we have the Green Trinity, we can go up to the captain's quarters. Unfortunately, Riku was waiting for us with his pet parasite cage. Yep, he's back. And with his acid breath. Unfortunately, Ragnarok can't help this time, so it's time to kill him with no lock-on or any real help. Luckily, we're dealing with a master here. And I don't die more than twice. Our reward for our troubles being a sea leg and an actual save point. Making our way to the deck, we find a ton of Heartless waiting for us, as well as our boss. And our boss is...
You gotta be kidding me!
I must have bad juju or something, I swear to God. Yep, we're fighting Phantom today. Need I remind you? I don't have fire. And this is the thing with the randomizer. They don't adjust for strength and defense. This means that Phantom still kills me in 1 hit. Unless... So EXP0 has a couple hidden properties. The one we're interested in is the property that allows us to tank 1 hit, leaving us at 1 HP. This is supposed to help us live at level 1, but we're using it as a makeshift second chance. After, I kid you not, 20 minutes of beating Phantom up, we kill him and win. And our reward for beating this tedious boss? Gravity. I mean, it's powerful, but it's not what I wanted. Still, we head back to Deep Jungle for round 2. It took a bit, and I had to plan out my attack a bit more, but I managed to beat them. Other enemies were Blue Rhapsodies and the Pirates. We even had pot spiders and trees and air pirates in the treehouse. Oh, I should mention we learned Slapshot along the way. After putting a cat down and smacking a giant fruit a few times, we headed off towards Clayton. Yeah, he can't be randomized. Combined with our strength from earlier, it's easy to tell that I cleaned up this fight. And what did we get? A second gravity. This is fine. Thankfully, we learned the Yellow Trinity. Back to Neverland. And the spell we get from the Yellow Trinity is... Fire! Finally. back to Traverse Town. We light up the way to Merlin's place and glide our way over to a few chests. It's also here that we learn about the need to finish Halloween Town. Emos rejoice!
And there was much rejoicing.
We break into an old wizard's house, watch him dance, and immediately leave. We got an entry pass for the Coliseum from one of Donald's nephews, bought a Mushu stone, and made our way to the 2nd district. It's time to seal the keyhole. Now that someone managed to move the boxes away from the Red Trinity, we can ring the bell 3 times. Not 2, not 5, 3 times. If you're curious about the extra MP, it's the rune armlet I got from the synth shop. Hey, remember guard armor and how he wasn't able to be randomized? Round 2, motherfucker. The actual boss has arrived. Yeah, we're a bit overpowered. Ragnarok takes care of a lot of problems. And for our troubles, we get Fyra. A nice prize, since I needed it to get here. Back to Halloween Town. We got a date with Oogie Boogie. Good news, no one here is randomized. Easy peasy. Bad news, I'm still running a magic build and a strength seed. After lighting up a lantern, it's time to teach some discipline. This is where I realized that I'm a tank. I mean, look at that damage. Now it's time for the sack of bugs himself. You know the drill. Beat his ass and then pop his pimples. Simple as that. Oh, we also got Fairy Harp, and it'll be my Keyblade of choice for the strength build. And for our troubles, we got Arrow. With that, we got our last piece of basic magic, and our second most useful spell. After proving our mastery of basic magic, the old geezer decided to give us our emblem piece. Like he should have from the start. We also freed Mushu so we can use them later if need be. Now, onwards! We have the 4 emblem pieces, we can move on to the end of Hollow Bastion. Oh, and we equipped Combo Master so I can mash my face harder into the controller. Along our climb, we have managed to finally get High Jump. Our first one! Not too long after, we got strength up and went on to confront Riku, who decided to take the piss out of the fight. Man brought a wooden sword, thinking that was enough to beat me? Ha! It almost was. But due to my impeccable strategies, I was able to best him and go after him for round 2. He decided to take it a bit more seriously this round. Embracing the power of darkness, Riku put up more of a fight this time. Our biggest problem is that we have Donald and Stun Impact, but I ain't no coward. Time to use Hurricane Blast and cure my way through this. Now that he's been beaten, it's time to move on. After all, we have one more main to beat up. Tidus. I knew I never trusted this shit-eating stick wielder. Thankfully, Stun Impact loops this guy. That ends very easy to parry him. After getting our free trial of darkness, we were teleported back to Traverse Town. We picked up a quick log with a postcard from Hollow Bastion, before heading back to that godforsaken world to continue our journey. Now I should mention this. Any world I haven't completed yet, except Olympus, cannot be completed now. I'm saying this because you may have noticed I haven't talked about a certain Sandy world in a while. Yeah, I learned about this during this run. So Aladdin is gone forever and the Cave of Wonders is doomed to darkness. After climbing the steps one last time, we walked in to seal the keyhole, and was met with this ugly mug. Good news, we got Zent and Zukin. Time to shred this guy. We sealed the keyhole, got a thunder upgrade, got our Navigummy, and moved on. We talked to Sid, got our good luck Fire ring, and headed off to the end of the world, which already had the world terminus open for us. We beat up the devil and went through the gauntlet. And man, was it a gauntlet. Now, time to see what he ain't playing. Okay, time to tell you how to deal with this motherfucker. Firstly, Tinkerbell will keep you alive when everyone is dead and your magic is locked. Secondly, keep him using the stationary attack. It's the most reactable. Thirdly, pray he gets stuck on geometry. Oh, and if you die in one hit like I did, equip 0 EXP. It'll let you live with 1 HP. As for the magic phase, just spam Thunder and hit his bubble for more MP orbs. With enough persistence and skill, you'll beat him and head on to the rest of the final boss fights. Waka decided to side with Darkness, but one combo ends him. Unfortunately, one combo doesn't end Anti-Sora. Good news is that he isn't hard, so we cave his skull in until we win. Now begins the real problem. It seems that the Darkness refuses to let go of Riku. It possessed him, and now we have no choice but to fight. The fight was so intense that we had to finish it at the bottom of the void. Once he was finished, we experienced a free trial of death before destroying all the shadows in the core. We ignored Dragon Maleficent while destroying the artillery. Then we found Goofy being guarded by dark balls that almost killed me. It wasn't a pretty sight. The next thing we see is the train's head. Seems it didn't get randomized here, but it can be replacing other bosses. Interesting. This is still not an easy fight. We still get 2 shot in and there's no good ground, so all ground combos are worthless. Nevertheless, we went on and beat it, finding Donald amongst a bunch of invisibles. Once we were back, it seems that Hades has decided to pay us a visit. He is definitely one of the more dangerous fights. It's because of his damage output, but it's nothing we can't handle. Also, look at all these parries, I'm just proud of it. And after Hades is gone, we are left with one more boss in our path. Waka. I knew he was evil. He was giving me the evil eye when I ran past him in Destiny Islands. He tried to take me out himself before, and now he thinks he can finish the job. Well, I'll teach him. And with that, the seed is finished. Of course I only went over what happened in the seed. How do I feel about the randomizer? Well, it's fun. It works well, and I know it's been improving over time. It's not completely stable though. Some of it may be my potato laptop, but the randomizer, especially enemy rando, crashes a lot. I couldn't even mention Ansem swapping in for Cloud or the Rock Titan being the real devil because the game would crash right after. Still, it was great to play through and can make for some interesting fights or narratives. And it's kinda easy to set up. I suggest joining the official KH1 Rando Discord and asking there. I hope you give this magical experience a try.